Pythagoras. Pythagoras was a great mathematician from Greece who lived around 2500 years ago. He was also a great thinker, a philosopher. He started his own school where girls and boys both were allowed. They were called Pythagoreans. The students from neighboring villages were also allowed to join this school. Pythagoras, for his great ability to learn and develop mathematics, was considered a man of highest intelligence. He was the first person to prove that in the right-angled triangle, the square of the slanting side, which is called hypotenuse, is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. This theorem, remembered as Pythagorean theorem or Pythagoras theorem, is used by architects and engineers even today to make their complex calculations easy. Pythagoras theorem is about the relation between lengths of sides of right-angled triangle. Right-angled triangle. A triangle having one of its angles as right angle, 90 degrees, is called as right-angled triangle. Other two angles in this triangle are smaller than 90 degrees, and the right angle is the largest angle in the triangle. The side opposite to the right angle is the largest side of the right-angled triangle in length and is called as hypotenuse. For example, if ladder is tilted against a wall, it forms a right-angled triangle, where the ladder is the hypotenuse. Pythagoras theorem. For the right-angled triangle, the area of square on hypotenuse is equal to the area of squares on other two sides of the triangle. Now suppose the three sides of this right-angled triangle were also the sides of three individual squares. What the theorem says is simple. It says that the area of the square on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of areas of the squares on other two sides. Pythagoras proves this theory in this way. He named the three squares as A, B and C. Now he came up with the following equation, which you should remember is called as Pythagoras equation. C square is equal to A square plus B square. Now as you know, the formula to find the area of a square with the side length of A is area is equal to A square. So the Pythagoras equation simply finds out the areas of the three squares on the right-angled triangle and equates them. For example, if C is equal to 5 inches, A is equal to 3 inches and B is equal to 4 inches, then 5 square is equal to 3 square plus 4 square. So 25 is equal to 9 plus 16, which comes down to 25 is equal to 25. Example. Suppose we have to measure the length of the ladder using the length of the wall side and the floor that we know. The right-angled side of the wall is 12 feet and the floor length from the foot of the ladder to the right-angled side is 5 feet. That means A is equal to 12 and B is equal to 5. And we have to find C. But we know one thing. C square is equal to A square plus B square. So we substitute the values. C square is equal to 12 square plus 5 square, which comes to C square is equal to 144 plus 25, and thus C square is equal to 169. Now we have to find the square root of 169. Thus the answer is C is equal to 13 feet. Pythagorean triple is a set of three positive integers that obeys the Pythagoras equation. For example, 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, 6, 8, 10 and 7, 24, 25, etc. A triangle constructed with side lengths in a Pythagorean triple is always right-angled triangle. Summary. Pythagoras was a great Greek mathematician who lived around 2500 years ago. He invented a theorem which is today called as Pythagoras theorem. To understand the Pythagoras theorem, we first need to understand what's a right-angled triangle. Right-angled triangle. A triangle having one of its angles as right angle, 90 degrees, is called as right-angled triangle. Other two angles in this triangle are smaller than 90 degrees and the right angle is the largest angle in the triangle. The side opposite to the right angle is the largest side of the right-angled triangle in length and is called as hypotenuse. Pythagoras theorem. For the right-angled triangle, the area of square on hypotenuse is equal to the area of squares on other two sides of the triangle. Pythagoras equation. C square is equal to A square plus B square. Pythagorean triple is a set of three positive integers that obeys the Pythagoras equation. For example, 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13 or 7, 24, 25, etc. A triangle constructed with side lengths in a Pythagorean triple is always right-angled triangle. Its one angle is always 90 degrees. Perimeter. The perimeter is the total length of the line that bounds an area. That is, the length of the boundary of an area. For example, if you create a rectangle of a thread, the length of the thread would be the perimeter of that rectangle. Same is the case with other shapes like square, triangle and etc. The perimeter is measured in the measuring units of length like millimeter, centimeter, meter, kilometer, inches, feet and etc. The unit of perimeter is same as the unit of length used for the geometrical object of which the perimeter has to be found. For example, if the length of a side of a rectangular football ground is in feet, the perimeter of that ground will be in feet. If the length is known in meters, then the perimeter would be in meters. This applies to all the geometrical shapes, geometries, sizes like triangle, square, circle and more. Perimeter of square. The perimeter of a square is the sum of the length of all four sides of a square. Since all four sides of a square are equal, the formula for the perimeter for a square with the side length A is perimeter is equal to A plus A plus A plus A. This means perimeter is equal to 4 multiplied by A. To calculate the perimeter of a square-shaped playground, you have to substitute the side length of this ground in place of A. Let us see how. Let us assume this is your ground and its side length is 20 meters. So we use the formula in this way. A is equal to 20 meters and the formula of perimeter is equal to 4 multiplied by A. So perimeter is equal to 4 multiplied by 20 meters, which means perimeter is equal to 80 meters. And since the side length is in meters, the perimeter of this ground is 80 meters. The perimeter of rectangle. The perimeter of a rectangle is the sum of the length of all four sides of a rectangle. As in a rectangle, only the opposite sides are equal. These sides are the length and the breadth. So the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle with length L and breadth B is perimeter is equal to L plus B plus L plus B. This also means perimeter is equal to 2 multiplied by L plus 2 multiplied by B. So it comes to perimeter is equal to 2 multiplied by L plus B. This formula can be used to find the perimeter of rectangle ground. Let us assume this is your rectangular ground and its length is 15 meters and breadth is 8 meters. So the formula will now help us in this way. L is equal to 15 meters and B is equal to 8 meters. The formula of the perimeter of a rectangle is perimeter is equal to 2 multiplied by L plus B. So perimeter is equal to 2 multiplied by 15 plus 8. It comes to perimeter is equal to 2 multiplied by 23, which means perimeter is equal to 46. And since the length and breadth is in meters, the perimeter of this rectangular ground is 46 meters. Perimeter of circle. The perimeter of a circle is also called as circumference of the circle. For the circle with the diameter of D, the formula for perimeter is perimeter is equal to pi multiplied by D. As diameter is 2 times of the radius, hence perimeter of the circle with R is perimeter is equal to 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by R. This formula can be used to find the perimeter of circular cricket ground. Suppose this circle is a circular cricket ground with the diameter of 40 meters. And the formula to find the perimeter of a circle using the diameter is perimeter is equal to pi multiplied by D. Thus, perimeter is equal to 3.14 multiplied by 40. And perimeter is equal to 125.6 meters. And if we had to use the radius will be 20 meters. And the formula to find the perimeter of a circle using the radius is perimeter is equal to 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by R. Thus, perimeter is equal to 2 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 20. And thus, perimeter is equal to 125.6 meters. This is the length of rope you need for the boundary line. Perimeter of triangle. Perimeter of a triangle is the sum of the length of all 3 sides of a triangle. For a triangle with its 3 sides having the length A, B and C, perimeter is equal to A plus B plus C. For equilateral triangle, that is, if its all 3 sides are of the same length, the formula is perimeter is equal to 3 multiplied by A. The perimeter here is 3 times the side length. Let's see how to use both these formulae. Suppose this is a triangular piece of land and you have to calculate its perimeter. Its one side is 10 feet long, the second one is 12 feet long, and the third one is 9 feet long. How would you use the formula? Here we go. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 12 and C is equal to 9. The formula for the perimeter is perimeter is equal to A plus B plus C. So, perimeter is equal to 10 plus 12 plus 9. Thus, perimeter is equal to 31 feet. But if this was an equilateral triangle with all its sides of 11 feet each, the formula would be used in this way. A is equal to 11 and the formula is perimeter is equal to 3 multiplied by A. So, perimeter is equal to 3 multiplied by 11. This means perimeter is equal to 33 feet. These formulas are very useful and come handy while constructing building of various shapes and size as square room, rectangular hall, circular auditorium. This also can be used while crafting furniture. It has many uses. Summary. Perimeter. The perimeter is the total length of the line that bounds an area. That is, the length of the boundary of an area. The perimeter is measured in the measuring units of length like millimeter, centimeter, meter, kilometer, inches, feet, and etc. The unit of perimeter is same as the unit of length used for the geometrical object of which the perimeter has to be found. For example, if the length of a side of a rectangular football ground is in feet, the perimeter of that ground will be in feet. If the length is known in meters, then the perimeter would be in meters. This applies to all the geometrical shapes, geometries, sizes like triangle, square, circle, and more. There are formulas to find the perimeter of different shapes. The perimeter of a square is the sum of the length of all four sides of a square. Since all four sides of a square are equal, the formula for the perimeter for a square with the side length A is perimeter is equal to 4 multiplied by A. The perimeter of a rectangle is the sum of the length of all four sides of a rectangle. But in a rectangle, only the opposite sides are equal. These sides are the length and the breadth. So the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle with length L and breadth B is perimeter is equal to 2 multiplied by L plus B. The perimeter of a circle is also called as circumference of the circle. For the circle with the diameter of D, the formula for perimeter is perimeter is equal to pi multiplied by D. We can also use the radius of the circle to find its perimeter, which is half the diameter. Or we can also say that the diameter is always twice the radius. The formula to find the perimeter of the circle with the radius r is perimeter is equal to 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by r. Perimeter of a triangle is the sum of the length of all three sides of a triangle. For a triangle with its three sides having the length A, B and C, perimeter is equal to A plus B plus C. If the triangle is equilateral, that is, if its all three sides are of the same length, the perimeter is 3 times the side length. The formula is perimeter is equal to 3 multiplied by A. Area. Surface area or simply area is the size or measure of closed or bounded surface of a shape. every shape has an area. Two different shapes may also have same area. Measuring unit. The area is measured in square unit length like square centimeter, square inch, square feet, square kilometer, etc. There are also some popular units to measure like hectare and acre. Area of square. The surface area included in all the four sides of a square is considered as area of the square. Square is the basic shape to measure area. A square with unit length, that is, the measuring unit used to measure the side length of the square, represents a square unit area. The formula for the area of a square with the side length A is area is equal to A square. If you have to measure the area of a square-shaped cloth with the side length of 2 feet, then A is equal to 2 feet. So, area is equal to 2 multiplied by 2. Thus, area is equal to 4. And since we measured the side length of the square in feet, the area will be 4 square feet. Area of rectangle. In a rectangle, the adjacent sides are perpendicular and the opposite sides are equal. The larger side is length and the shorter side is the width of the rectangle. The area of the rectangle is surface bounded by all the four sides, which is equal to the product of its length and width. And here is the formula to calculate area of a rectangle with the length L and width W. Area is equal to L multiplied by W. Now, if a rectangular cloth has a length of 3 feet and the width of 2 feet, then L is equal to 3 and W is equal to 2. So, if area is equal to L multiplied by W, then area is equal to 3 multiplied by 2. Therefore, area is equal to 6 square feet. Area of triangle. The area of triangle is the area of surface bounded in the three sides of triangle. To calculate this area, we need the length of base and height of the triangle. A triangle has three sides. You can consider any of these sides as the base of the triangle, and the height is the corresponding height of the triangle from the base. No matter which side you choose as base, you get the same area. The formula to calculate the area of a triangle with the base B and height h is area is equal to 1 upon 2 multiplied by B multiplied by h. And here is how we can use this formula. Suppose you have to calculate the area of a triangle with the base of 3 meters and the height of 4 meters. Now the formula is area is equal to 1 upon 2 multiplied by B multiplied by h. So, area is equal to 1 upon 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4. Thus, area is equal to 1 upon 2 multiplied by 12. Therefore, area is equal to 6 square meters. Area of circle. The area of a circle is the surface bound within the circular boundary of the circle. To find out the area of the circle, we need to know the radius of the circle. So, the formula to calculate the area of the circle with radius r is area is equal to pi multiplied by r square. Suppose we have to calculate the area of a circular circus hall with the radius of 70 feet. Now the formula to calculate the area of a circle is area is equal to pi multiplied by r square. So, area is equal to 3.14 multiplied by 70 square. Thus, area is equal to 3.14 multiplied by 4,900. And therefore, area is equal to 15,386 square feet. Area of trapezoid. A trapezoid has two parallel sides, but unlike a rectangle, they are not of equal length. One is long and one is short. The longer one is called base and the shorter one is called top. The perpendicular distance between these two lines is the height of trapezoid. The area of trapezoid is the surface bounded by all the four sides of the trapezoid. For the trapezoid having the length of the top A, the length of the base B and the height h, following is the formula. Area is equal to A plus B upon 2 multiplied by h. Suppose you have to calculate the area of a trapezoid-shaped ground with the top of 18 meters, the base of 24 meters and the height of 12 meters. Now the formula to find the area of trapezoid is area is equal to A plus B upon 2 multiplied by h. So, area is equal to 18 plus 24 upon 2 multiplied by 12. Thus, area is equal to 42 upon 2 multiplied by 12. So, area is equal to 21 multiplied by 12. This means area is equal to 252 square meters. Surface area of cube. Cube is a three-dimensional object. It has 6 surfaces. Each of these surfaces is a square. All the sides and surfaces are equal. And the total surface area of a cube is the sum of area of all the 6 faces of the cube. For the cube with side length A, the total surface area is area is equal to 6 multiplied by A square. Now here is how we can use the formula. If you had to calculate the area of a little cubical box with one of its faces having the side length of 9 inches, here is what you would do. The formula is area is equal to 6 multiplied by A square. So, area is equal to 6 multiplied by 9 square. Therefore, area is equal to 6 multiplied by 81. And thus, area is equal to 486 square inches. Surface area of cuboid. A cuboid, like a cube, also has 6 faces. Only all these faces are not equal. The surfaces of a cuboid vary in length, width and height. But the opposite surfaces match each other exactly in length and width. Now the area of a cuboid is the sum of its all 6 faces. The formula to find the area of a cuboid with the length L, width W and height H is area is equal to 2 multiplied by L multiplied by W plus 2 multiplied by L multiplied by H plus 2 multiplied by W multiplied by H, which comes down to area is equal to 2 multiplied by bracket L multiplied by W plus L multiplied by H plus W multiplied by H bracket completed. If you have a cuboid with the length of 30 centimeters, width of 20 centimeters and height of 40 centimeters, you calculate its area in this way. Area is equal to 2 multiplied by bracket L multiplied by W plus L multiplied by H plus W multiplied by H, bracket completed. So, area is equal to 2 multiplied by 30 multiplied by 20 plus 30 multiplied by 40 plus 20 multiplied by 40. Therefore, area is equal to 2 multiplied by 600 plus 1200 plus 800. Area is equal to 2 multiplied by 2600. Area is equal to 5200 square centimeters. Surface area of cylinder. A cylinder is made of the circles at the top and bottom and a portion that joins these circles edge to edge. The area of a cylinder is the sum of the area of the top and bottom circles and the lateral surface area. So the formula to calculate the area of a cylinder with the radius r and height h will be area is equal to 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by r square plus 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by r multiplied by h, which comes down to area is equal to 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by r multiplied by r plus h. Suppose you have to find the area of a large pipe with the height of 12 feet and the radius of 3 feet. Now the formula is area is equal to 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by r multiplied by r plus h. So, area is equal to 2 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 plus 12. Thus, area is equal to 18.84 multiplied by 15. Therefore, area is equal to 282.6 square feet. Surface area of cone. A cone is also like a cylinder, only it goes narrowing up towards the top until its top circle vanishes and its sides merge with each other. The area of a cone is the sum of the area of base circle and conical surface area. The formula to calculate the area of a cone with base radius r and slanted side length s is area is equal to pi multiplied by r multiplied by r plus s. To calculate the slanted side length of the cone, using the radius of the base circle and the height of the cone, here is the formula. S is equal to root r square plus h square. If you have a cone with the base radius of 5 inches, height of 12 inches, here is what you will do. First, you will calculate the slanted side length of the cone using the Pythagoras theorem, which is S is equal to root r square plus h square. So, S is equal to root 5 squared plus 12 square. Thus, S is equal to root 25 plus 144. Therefore, S is equal to root 169. S is equal to 13 inches. Now that we know the slanted side length of the cone, we can use the formula to find the area of a cone, which is area is equal to pi multiplied by r multiplied by r plus s. So, area is equal to 3.14 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 plus 13. Thus, area is equal to 3.14 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 18. Therefore, area is equal to 282.74 square inches. Surface area of sphere. The formula to find the area of a sphere with radius r is area is equal to 4 multiplied by pi multiplied by r square. If you want to find the area of a big sphere with the radius of 3 feet, you will have to do this. Area is equal to 4 multiplied by pi multiplied by r square. Thus, area is equal to 4 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 9. Therefore, area is equal to 113.04 square feet. Volume. Every three-dimensional object, such as a glass or a box, has space which can be filled with contents. Like you fill a glass with water. In the language of geometry, this space is called as volume. So every three-dimensional object has a volume. Volume. Every 3D object occupies space bounded within its surface. Volume of an object means its capacity to occupy 3D space. Unit of volume. The volume is measured in cubic unit length like cubic centimeters or cubic meters. Also, there are some common units like liter or gallon. Cube. A cube is the block with all right angles. It has 6 square surfaces. All its sides and surfaces are of equal height and width. A cube is one of the simplest geometrical 3D shapes. The space contained within the 6 square surfaces of a cube is the volume of the cube. Volume of the cube. The formula to find the volume of a cube with the side length A. Volume of the cube is equal to A cube. If you have to find the volume of a cubical box with the side length of 5 inches, here is what we will do. A is equal to 5 and the formula is volume of the cube is equal to A cube. So, volume is equal to 5 cube. Thus, volume is equal to 125. And since the side length was given in inches, the volume is 125 cubical inches. Example, what will be the volume of a water tank having side length 6 feet? Here side A is equal to 6 feet. And formula for the volume of cube is volume is equal to A cube. So, volume is equal to 6 cube. Thus, volume is equal to 216. And since the side length was given in feet, the volume is 216 cubical feet. Cuboid. A cuboid has 6 rectangular surfaces. The space contained in those surfaces is a volume of the cuboid. The formula to find the volume of a cuboid with length L, width W and height H is volume is equal to L multiplied by W multiplied by H. Suppose if you have to find the volume of a cuboid of 4 feet long, 3 feet wide and 2 feet tall, here is what you will do. L is equal to 4 feet, W is equal to 3 feet, H is equal to 2 feet. And the formula is volume is equal to L multiplied by W multiplied by H. So, volume is equal to 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2. Thus, volume is equal to 24 cubic feet. Example, what will be the volume of a container of size 30 cm long, 20 cm wide and 10 cm tall? Here we go. L is equal to 30 centimeters, W is equal to 20 centimeters, H is equal to 10 centimeters. And the formula is volume is equal to L multiplied by W multiplied by H. So, volume is equal to 30 multiplied by 20 multiplied by 10. Thus, volume is equal to 6000 cubic centimeter. Cylinder. Cylinder is one of the most common shapes used in day-to-day life. The volume of a cylinder is measurement of the space occupied between its top and bottom circular surfaces and the lateral surface. And the formula to find the volume of a cylinder with base radius r and height h is volume is equal to pi multiplied by r square multiplied by h. If you have to find the volume of a cylinder with the base radius of 5 inches and the height of 20 inches, here is what you will do. R is equal to 5, h is equal to 20. And the formula is volume is equal to pi multiplied by r square multiplied by h. So, volume is equal to 3.14 multiplied by 5 square multiplied by 20. So, volume is equal to 3.14 multiplied by 25 multiplied by 20, which comes down to volume is equal to 1570 cubic inches. Example: how much liquid can be stored in a barrel with height 4 feet and diameter 6 feet? Here we have D is equal to 6 feet, H is equal to 4 feet. As R is equal to D upon 2, the radius of the barrel is R is equal to 6 upon 2, which is R is equal to 3 feet. The barrel is a cylinder, hence volume is equal to pi multiplied by r square multiplied by h. So, volume is equal to 3.14 multiplied by 3 square multiplied by 4. So, volume is equal to 3.14 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 4, which comes down to volume is equal to 113.04 cubic feet. Cone is a three-dimensional object with a circular base and a curved surface. The curved surface is connected to the circular base at the circumference, and the topmost point of the curved surface is vertex. The distance between vertex and base circle is the height of the cone, and the volume of a cone is the space contained within the base and the vertex. And the formula to find the volume of a cone with the base radius r and height h is volume is equal to 1 upon 3 multiplied by pi multiplied by r squared multiplied by h. If you have to calculate the volume of a cone with the base radius of 3 meters and the height of 9 meters, this is what you will do. R is equal to 3 meter, h is equal to 9 meter. And the formula is volume is equal to 1 upon 3 multiplied by pi multiplied by r square multiplied by h. So, volume is equal to 1 upon 3 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 3 square multiplied by 9. Volume is equal to 84.87 cubic meters. Example: what will be the volume of a conical oil container with base radius 12 cm and height 20 cm? Here we have given in the problem R is equal to 12 cm, H is equal to 20 cm, and the formula is volume is equal to 1 upon 3 multiplied by pi multiplied by r square multiplied by h. So, volume is equal to 1 upon 3 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 12 square multiplied by 20. Volume is equal to 3014.4 cubic centimeter. Prism is a 3D object having two parallel surfaces at the top and bottom and rectangular lateral surfaces connecting the top and bottom parallel sides by edges. The volume of a prism is measure of space contained within all the lateral surfaces and the top and bottom surface. Now, to calculate the volume of the prism, we have to first calculate the area of the base surface. Once we have done that, the formula to calculate the volume of the prism is, for the prism with base surface area A and height h, volume is equal to A multiplied by h. Here is an example. For a prism with the base area of 30 centimeters and the height of 15 centimeters, we will follow the given steps. A is equal to 30, h is equal to 15. The formula is volume is equal to A multiplied by h. So, volume is equal to 30 multiplied by 15. And thus, volume is equal to 450 cubic centimeters. Example. Find the volume of a pot with base area 19 square inches and height 6 inches. In this example, A is equal to 19 square inches and h is equal to 6 inches. The formula is volume is equal to A multiplied by h. So, volume is equal to 19 multiplied by 6. And thus, volume is equal to 114 cubic inches. Sphere. Sphere, as you know, is a round object like a ball. It does not have any edge. It is considered to be the most symmetrical object. All the space contained inside the round surface is the volume of the sphere. The formula to find the volume of the sphere with the radius of r is volume is equal to 4 upon 3 multiplied by pi multiplied by r cube. Now here is an example. If you have to find the volume of a sphere with radius of 8 inches, you will have to do this. R is equal to 8. The formula is volume is equal to 4 upon 3 multiplied by pi multiplied by r cube. So, volume is equal to 4 upon 3 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 8 cube. Thus, volume is equal to 4 upon 3 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 512, which means volume is equal to 2143.57 cubic inches. Example. What will be the volume of globe with radius 5 inches? R is equal to 5 inches. The formula is volume is equal to 4 upon 3 multiplied by pi multiplied by r cube. So, volume is equal to 4 upon 3 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 5 cube. Thus, volume is equal to 4 upon 3 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 125. Which means volume is equal to 253.33 cubic inches. Summary. Object cube formula volume is equal to A cube. Object cuboid volume is equal to L multiplied by W multiplied by H. Object cylinder formula volume is equal to pi multiplied by r square multiplied by h. Object cone formula volume is equal to 1 upon 3 multiplied by pi multiplied by r square multiplied by h. Object prism formula volume is equal to A multiplied by h. Object sphere formula volume is equal to 4 upon 3 multiplied by pi multiplied by r cube.